Hello, hello. I am here. Hello. Sorry, I was waiting for my hands to dry because I put in some cream because they're dry as fuck. But it's very thick cream. So before I touch my tablet, I have to wait that it dries a little. Anyway, hi guys, hello. Welcome in. I'm still opening up some files while I'm at it. I can't find... See, the problem is... I like to keep records of all my art, right? Even the old stuff. The problem is that for the stuff that is scanned, I didn't really think to sort them based on the year. So it's a fucking mess. Pardon my language, but it's a fucking mess. I have stuff from before 2008 in that folder, in my scans folder. So it's very hard to find what I'm looking for. I really need to organize this sometime. You wanna know how many files there is in that single folder? 917. So it's a bit of a mess. Okay, I have most of the pictures I'm looking for, but I'm still missing 2. So I must have passed them when I was looking through everything. I mean, it's fine, I can do without, but I would like to be complete. Because basically what I will do today is pick up an old species I made. An old before I even started posting art on the internet, I think. Which was a very long time ago. Like definitely like 2009. I think that's when I created that species, but I never posted any art I made of it. Which is weird. Because it's been living in my brain since I was a kid. And I didn't even draw it that much. I just thought up some lore, some small stories, and didn't do much with it. So I'm going to be redesigning some old characters of that species, if I can find the stuff I'm looking for. I mean, I have most of it right now. How many pieces do I have open? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I have 6 drawings open, and I know there's at least 2 more. Where are they? Where are they? I can't find them. I mean, I can do without, but it would be nice to show you guys the old stuff. Where is it? I opened it last week. I know it's there. Is it that one? No, that's another species I drew and then abandoned. Oh, I found the one. Just need one more. Oh, that one is a bit of a stretch, huh? But it is the same species. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a good day while I mess around with my files. I'm going to open them one by one. I really need to organize this. Hello, Abby! Well, hello again. We saw each other earlier in Corbo's chat. Hello, hello! This folder is a mess. A total mess. And I'm looking for one drawing out of 917. Why do I do this to myself? That is years upon years of art. 99% of... no, that's a bit too much. 90% of which I haven't uploaded ever. I have so much shit in there. And like they're fully finished as well. Well, for traditional art at least. I do traditional differently from digital. Where is it? Oh, so it's the one I need the most. Because I think there's names on that one. That's not the one. Where is it? Where are you? There's a very high chance I just skipped over it. Because it's all relatively small thumbnails of photographs of pencil art. Not even scans. A lot of those were scanned. Because I do have a scanner at home. I don't know if it still works, but to be honest, having to move to the scanner each time I wanted to scan something, it was a hassle. Especially since I tend to scan a lot of stuff at once. So now I just take pictures with my phone and that's good enough. I don't need high quality scans anyway, I just need to know where I put the lines. Where is it? If I skipped over it again, I would cry. Not really, but... I found all the other ones. I just need the one. That's a lot of stuff from 2019. I drew a lot that year. That was the year I was in university studying translation. So I drew a lot that year because I was not I was not in my place. I mean, I can't fully complain. That 1 year in university helped a lot with my pronunciation in English. But still, I wasted a lot of time there, a whole year. And then I wasted a lot more time in college, but that's another story. But I guess I will have to do without. I wonder where it went. Oh, there it is! Just when I was giving up. There's not even any name there. But it is a concept that shows how the species works. Which is pretty nice. That's old, that's old, that's maybe 2016 or something. Not sure 100%, it's hard to tell. Yeah, that's old art, alright. I'm going to open my blank canvas. And then I can switch over. Okay, I think my hands are dry enough. Let's put in my little glove, my little drawing glove, so I don't put hand cream all over the tablet. There we are, finally. After all this time, you only get to see a white canvas. But yeah, what I will do today is I will take an old concept of a species that I never really posted online. Some of that shit is very old. Oh no! You're spilling paint all over my canvas. Hold on. Oh no, look at what you did. I can't believe you would do this. I can't believe you would do this. Alright, let's see. Which one is this one? Yeah, that is 2016 actually. The other one might be even older. That's very old. I was still in secondary school back then. But yeah, I'm going to show just technically all the art I have of that species, I think. So I've got this. I've got this. Basically, this is a species that has multiple clans. Like all with their own element. Like this one is electricity, this one was water. That's spirit. That's fire, even though you can't see it. That one is a little more recent, not by much. I was attempting a different style there. This one is darkness, but he's a bit of an outlier because it's only half. Which he's going to be one of the characters I will redesign today. This is fire. This is fire. She has a more advanced design already. That's the very first. Don't pay attention to the weeb names. Don't pay attention to. That was the very first instance of that species I ever did, and it's only technically the same species because there's no horns, there's nothing. It's just a style of clothing that's similar. That's this character though. That's the same guy that was here. That's the one constant. Hello again, Corbo. Hello. Yeah, that was the very first. That's old. That one's... yeah, maybe that's 2014 or something. It's hard to tell. That's still the same character. But there you see how the species works a little better. Basically, they've all got those horns, those triangular horns that they cover up. Like, you don't show your horns to anyone. You show them like to family. It's an intimate thing. And it's the same thing for the tail as well. I will definitely redesign that tail because it looks a bit goofy. But what they do is they hide it in their clothes. And that's the same thing as the horns. You don't show that to anyone. Which is a bit annoying for me, because I love drawing characters with not human parts. But here they're all hidden because of culture. But at least with that guy, I can just put it all out, because he's a bit Like I said, he's a bit of an outlier. Basically, his deal is, since he's half, he wasn't really raised by his parent of that species. I still don't have a name. But he grew up with humans. And it's also why he's taller than the other ones. They're pretty small naturally. Still, here is still a little too tall. But so since he was raised among humans, he doesn't really have that same notion of privacy with the horns and tail as the others would have. And yes, they do have interaction with humans. That's how he came to be. But in general, they keep among themselves. But once in a while, some of them will meet with humans. So I'm going to get rid of all of these and put them in a different window. So I will still see them, but you won't. Whoops. All this old art. I really want to give this species more justice. Because they've been occupying my brain for so long, and I just leave them here. Alright, let's see. I'm going to open... This one is the more recent one. I'm going to start with the shadow guy. He's only half, so he can be taller than the other ones. You've done that before too? Yeah, I guess it's just a creative thing. Like, it's the one thing that a lot of people who don't create don't necessarily realize, but we only post like maybe 20 to 30% of what we make online. And the rest is just kept in drawers, in folders. What's this here? What? Who is pinging me? Who is pinging me? Oh, it's an at everyone again. Alright, this is going to be messy, by the way, since I'm rethinking some design elements. Let's just think of the pose for now. It can be simple. Since I want the design to be seen. And I also want to give them some more obvious non-human elements. Because I'm so sad that I have to hide it all because of lore that I made up, by the way. I could just get rid of that, but I don't want to because it's interesting. Maybe I could give them like paws. That would be fun. But again, the fact that they can pass as humans when they hide all their parts, that's a fun thing also. Oh yeah, I forgot to post the lobby code. There, and we pin this. There we go. That way you guys can all be on the canvas. The desire to put pause on that guy is so strong. I'm too much of a furry now. The last time I drew any of those guys, I was not a full brown furry. I was just a weeb who liked Nekomimi. Now I have evolved. I am a weeb who likes furries and Nekomimi. There's no better feeling that feeling. Yeah. The monster truck, yay! The monster truck is very satisfying though. Let's be honest. Alright. So we know multiple things. They've got tails, they've got horns. And at least with that guy, we can actually see them. Oh, also I need to remember, he's a shadow, guys. He's a shadow guy. He's not multiple guys. I mean, I guess he could make shadows of himself and be multiple guys. Hello, Tali! Tali, hello! I will keep that here. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I'm working on some OC stuff that I've been wanting to do for a while. It will be messy. Alright, so the horns. I could... What shape? Normally the horns are pretty... are shaped like... sort of like cat ears, like when they wear their hats, it looks like cat ears, but they are horns. Like they are horns. Maybe I could give them like more animal ears, a little fluffy, because those aren't their ears. Actually, I'm going to check out real quick, but did I draw their ears ever? This one does not have ears. Oh, here they have human ears. Here, well, that's the prototype, so they don't have ears only because I didn't draw them, but they looked very human. Here, the hair is covering it up, but that looks like human ears. No ears. Oh, here they're pointy. Nothing here. Yeah, I think most of the time I just didn't draw the ears because I didn't like drawing the ears, so I put hair in front of it. But yeah, this specific OC, he's half of the species I will be trying to redesign today. So he grew up among humans. And he's a little taller than usual. Normally they are very short species. I think I can just show the comparison. Where is it? Where are you? Where are you? So that's very old, but basically normally they hide their horns and tails for cultural reasons. But since he's half of it and grew up with humans, he doesn't really have that notion of... Well, it's considered nudity pretty much. So like it's fine to show to like family people you're close with. So for the full-blown members of that species, which I really need to think a name for, he's a bit of an oddity. But I did have a little story way back when, where that guy basically had to flee the fire clan, because they all have elements, and had to go live with this guy. And that was a cultural shock. Cultural shock. Oh, pronunciation. For multiple reasons, like he had to live among humans as well. But also with a guy of his species half, who was just exposing the horns and tail. So that's a big change. I'm going to keep this here. Where did I put it? All my things are out of order. Okay, that's the one. I'm going to show you. Okay, I think that's the most recent art of him I have. Which is already pretty old. So at first I will just start with him. That way I can show the horns and tail. Oh, I'm going to do something else. You won't see again, I'm sorry. But I'm going to look for reference for the outfits and stuff. And also the hair. I do have some elements I will keep, like the long ponytail I will keep. I want to see what I will do with the rest of the hair. I've got a lot of stuff there, but that's not the style I need. At least that way you can see into my creative process when designing a character, which is an absolute mess. Like, I definitely won't be done with this today, that's for sure. Yay, we're messy artists! But that's part of the fun. Like, I'm a lot more organized when I do it for other people, but when it's for myself, you know, I just fuck around and find out, pretty much. I'm going to take a sip. getting a lot of racing game OSTs in this playlist. It's random. It's all my Sonic music. To be fair, there is a lot of music for the racing games. I guess that makes sense. How's that hairstyle? Sure, for the front. Yeah, sure. Going to open this up here. I need to sort that folder as well. There's so much shit. Not as much as my scans folder. There's only like 240 reference images. Quote unquote only. I also need to think about the tail. What the fuck do I do with this tail? Because it needs to be a tail that's flexible enough to be easily wrapped around the leg when it's hidden. Maybe I could make it like super long, that would be fun. Because it was pretty short in the other art I made. Yay, Chow Garden music! Yeah, I guess I could make it like a super long tail. Like this. Not too big since it needs to be able to be hidden, so relatively thin. I want to make the tip a little more interesting though. Or maybe I could put ornaments on them. Like they do have a culture of hiding those tails and horns. But nothing says they can't decorate them even when they're hidden. It's like, for example, to take a real life comparison, people who hide their part of their body for religious reasons or something, it doesn't mean they can't like do their hair or put on some makeup, even if they're the only ones who see. So I could do that. I could put on a door decorations. I can't say the word today, sorry. They can put decorations on their tails. I'm going to put this like this. That's why undies are cute. Yeah, that's true. Underwear also. Underwear also. That's a good point. Make this thinner. Let me check real quick. While I'm at it, I'm going to do some flippies. Oops. Right, back to business. Back to business. Let's figure out the hair. This can go in there. Wrong one. There we go. Maybe start with the expression actually. Expression. Oh, that's too big. Don't need something super detailed. That's too mean. That looks too mean. I can't resist making those types of eyebrows. I just think they're really cute. I mean, even on my model, like if you zoom in, you can see I have huge eyebrows. I just think it's cute. I mean, I do have pretty big eyebrows in real life as well. Little tooth, a little tooth, a little teethy. Okay, his original design was pretty spiky. I can make it a little fluffier though, as a treat to me. Hello again, Corbo! Waving from the back. Maybe a little longer, actually. That's too much, that's too much. You need more sleep? Go get your sleep. Sometimes you need to go get more sleepies. I forgot that I wanted to give him animal ears. With that hair, it's going to be complicated. Oh, I know. Maybe I can just give him pointy ears. And then the full-blooded one can have fluffy ears. Like to show that he's still half human. Well, I say half human and then I give him pointy ears, but... You know, it's fantasy. You can fuck around with genetics if you want. It's not... Doesn't have to be scientifically proven. I don't want to make his hair too wild though. He can be a little mischievous, that's fine. Maybe I can just make it a little cleaner in the back for the ponytail, the low ponytail. He does have a pretty particular hairstyle where the ponytail is all wrapped up like something like this. I'm not sure about keeping it that way. Maybe I can do like partially wrapped up here at the base. Then make some hair flow out. And then the end can also be wrapped up. So I probably won't finish this drawing today. Let's be real. Especially if I want to go to bed not too late. Let's make him tilt his head a little. And put the head a little higher for a longer neck. I forgot about the ears again. Alright, a little bit pointy. Or maybe they can be furry ears, but they're smaller. And maybe the full-blooded guys will have bigger one like this. I really need to come up with some name for their species. They've been in my head since I was a kid and I never gave them a name. I mean, some characters technically had names, but we don't talk about what we saw earlier. The very obviously weeb names written by like a 13 or 14-year-old. I'm going to save this file because if I lose it, I would be very sad. I mean, I did set up Clip Studio to autosave every 5 minutes, even the unsaved stuff. So if I go in the files, I can find the stuff still, but it's important to save. What am I going to call this one? Let's go with a Key Smash. He doesn't have a name yet, so Key Smash. We're smashing the keys. There we go. Beautiful. Yeah, we've got the hair and expression. He's a little more mischievous than in the art I made previously. He looked a little more serious there. But since the other one that comes to live with him is already relatively serious, I want to balance it out. Let's see what I can do with his clothes. I have almost 3,000 images saved for reference and inspiration. I have so much stuff in there. Surely I don't need all of that. Surely I don't need all of that. It's really tempting. I'm still thinking about the pose. I really want to give him pose. Like, I can't just give every single character I have pose. I mean, I could. Nothing is stopping me, really. Let's see. There's a lot of nice stuff in my folder, but doesn't necessarily fit the style. Alright, I'm going to look at what I already have. Maybe not him, maybe I can look at the other characters. I think I accidentally closed one of them. Damn it. Yep, that's the one I was looking for as well. I'm going to show you guys real quick. See, that's one of the characters. That's the only one who has a name, actually, now that I think about it. But yeah, I do have... In that one I did have a pretty good idea what the Fire Clan would dress like. And I do see the barefoot. So I could give them pose. I could give them pose. But yeah, I can take inspiration from that. To dress him up. Even though he's not of the Fire Clan. They do have similarities among the clans. So I think it's fine. Okay, the fire ones do have all these scarves. He doesn't necessarily need a scarf. That can be a Fire Clan stuff only. I do see he has a ribbon at his waist, like right here. I could put it a little lower. Oh, I do have an idea. He has a sort of jacket and long fingerless gloves. Let me open up this thing real quick. I saw something interesting earlier, but I can't find it. Oh, this could be interesting. I'm looking at so many pictures of feet right now. Yeah, I'm just looking at pictures of wrappings on the feet. So he has shoes, but they're more like wrappings. He's not just barefoot. Like, I'm thinking maybe something like this. I do like this kind of style. Also, I really like this, but I don't think that would fit the character. Maybe another one. That looks pretty cool though. It awakens all my dancing love in there. I might just go with something closer to this. Let me open this here. Close this. I said close this. Maybe I can make it go higher up on the legs. And since those shoes, those wrappings with soles. They're made of cloth, sort of like ribbons. It would go well with the ribbon he would have here. I could put a bunch of wrappings all over his body. Like he also has wrappings in his hair. Maybe I could give him some poses. It's going to be fur, so I don't need a lot of details. But in the reference, there's a wrapping that goes around one toe, but that would not be comfortable with paws. Maybe you can just go like this. Oh, actually. Maybe just something that crosses like this. And there are soles on those shoes. And I'm going to make the wrappings pretty loose for comfort. And then I can make a little bow there. Yeah, something like this, that's nice. Okay, that's nice, I like that. I'm going to make it a little thicker on that leg. Closing this. Okay, since he does not hide his tail under his clothes, I can give him tighter pants. Because the other ones, they do need a looser pants so they can wrap their tail comfortably around their leg. Because at some point I thought, maybe around the waist, that would be nice. But I don't think that would be comfortable. because it would be pulling on the spine. But if it's around the leg, you know, that follows. That follows the way the spine goes. But if it's around the waist, like the tail is going something a little more like this, I don't think that would be very comfortable. Like maybe for the hands I can do something similar to the shoes. Except the wrappings can go there. Maybe something like this. That looks a little weird. Maybe just like this. And then you can have loose wrappings. Where would I put the ribbon? Here or maybe here? Maybe on the outside here. So for that hand, you would just see the ends of the ribbon. This probably looks very messy. That's fine. I mean, it is the initial sketch. Doesn't need to be clean. How many times do I wrap this one? That's the wrist. 1, 2, 3. Wrists. 1, 2, and 3. And there's the ribbon. The anatomy is a bit wonky, that's fine. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out the clothes, like the main part of the clothes. I wonder if maybe I could give him like big sleeves that go under here and then have like those at the end of the sleeves. So something like this. It looks very fancy. I don't know if I want him to look fancy. I do like how it looks though. And it would contrast, like if I give him leggings here, since he doesn't need to hide his tail. It would contrast the big sleeves with the tight pants. Oh hey! I was like, hey, Green Hill, nice! But I don't have the OST of the first Sonic. That's because it's the Generations medley. We're going to hear a lot of stuff in there, I think. Okay, big sleeves is nice. I accidentally made him a little more androgynous. How do you say that? Androgynous? But anyway, I made him a little less masculine than he previously was. Which is fine. I do have a lot of more ambiguous characters already though. Like he's a little more boyish in his previous designs. But if I kept him how he was initially, he would look too much like another one of my OCs. So to be honest, when you have as many OCs as I do, which is too many by the way, some of them eventually start looking like each other. In some cases I managed to find out lore reasons why they did, but in others they just look like each other. Or maybe instead of glove-like, can make them bigger. Kind of like a big sweater. I kinda need to go to the toilet. How long is the next ad break? I'm going to put an ad break right now because I really need to go. So you guys can take that time to drink, to stretch, to also go to the toilet if you need to. And I will be right back. I will be right back. Let me launch the ads. There we go. Alright, I'll be right back. Be nice. I have returned. I have returned. Alright, let's try to figure out this outfit. Hello, SGT Wawa Melon, hello! Welcome in. I think I know what bothers me here. Is that he looks a little too young. But then again, his counterpart, he's the same age. They're both relatively young. But I want him to look a little older by virtue of... just by virtue of being a hybrid with a shorter lifespan. Maybe if I make his face a little smaller. Like, not by much. It also makes him look a little taller. I will see if the liquefy tool can help me. Ooh! Maybe like this, and I move the eyes a little farther apart. Eyes a little smaller. I do like this, I do like this. It looks a little older like this. Well, now the face looks a little wonky, but that's fine, I can fix that later. And maybe make his shoulders a little wider. They're already relatively wide though. Yeah, they're already wide enough actually. I need to figure out that jacket though. Yeah, maybe that's the issue, is that he looks too fancy with those big sleeves. As nice as they look, I might have to remove them. Because I can still make those into wrappings, that's fine. They can be gloves. I guess I could still keep his shoulders exposed like the first design. And it will make him look a little wider, which I do like that. And since the other ones are more covered up, it can make a little contrast. Let me save real quick. I can't believe I didn't save before I went on my break. Imagine if we lost the power. Because we often get power surges around here. That's why I have it set to save every 5 minutes. Oh, Apotos, my favorite remix. A lot of people don't like the dubstep part, but that's my favorite part. I really like this remix. Giga is awesome. It's such a shame that so many people just can't appreciate the goodness of dubstep. I loved it. I love it. I love my web rubs. My web rubs and my dub dubs. It's really... I'm really struggling with the jacket. Like the pants I already know. They're just going to be regular leggings. Oh, I just got an idea. Yeah, I can put the ribbon here. It can be more of a sash. Yes, the drop. I'm wondering now, instead of having the ribbons just fly around like this, I could make a fun shaped knot. Then I guess this looks nice. It could be like one part is loose and the other is wrapped like this. It feels like I did a very similar design recently. I can't help liking what I like. I can't help it. I'm sorry, I'm just vibing to the to the music. And so here, instead of having a jacket, like a crop top jacket like in the first one, I could just give him a tunic. All good, it was catchy too. A catchy tune. Yay! At least some people can appreciate the Apotos remix. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't know why so many people have difficulty liking dubstep. Maybe it's just because the bass drop tends to be a very mechanical sound, let's say, like the web dub dub, and maybe that puts off some people. Like it doesn't sound like more traditional music, so they're like, their brain is like, what do I do with this? Maybe it's simply, you know, not being used to it. For you, it's the rhythm. Yeah, I guess when the bass drops, it goes a little wild. Maybe there's that too. Let's see, do I make a tunic that's like front, back? Or maybe it opens in the middle. Maybe it opens on the side here actually. Like that would give him a more dignified appearance without being overly fancy. And he did have a pretty big collar in the original one. I'll see if I can make it work like this. It does give him a more boyish look, which I like. Let's see, how long do I make the tunic? I don't think I want to make it too long. I feel like this kind of sash at the waist is such a me it's such a me thing. I have so many designs with this kind of stuff there. Yeah, I like how this looks. And like that I can expose his arms a little. Which is nice. It does look wider. Okay, I might need to make the tunic a little longer, just so it doesn't overlap with the sash. It's not the most detailed design I've ever done. No, except for the wrappings and stuff. I think it fits nicely with his type of character. I might have to move the hair a bit so we can actually see it though, with the big collar. Oh, half. I have an idea with the colors. And this can just be a legging. Since he doesn't need to hide the tail, he can have tight pants. So yay! Hi again, Harry! Yeah, I like this contrast of he's a bit mischievous, but he can also be a lot more serious when he wants to, and the simpler tunic helps show that, I feel. I'm talking a bit randomly. I'm saying random stuff. It probably doesn't make sense to anyone who's not in my brain, but you know, a lot of art is about vibes, most importantly. Right, and detail. Maybe I can add like maybe some small rings at the end of the tail. That's okay, I'm doing great. Thank you. It's looking so badass, yay! Which is funny because the story he's in is more like a slice of life. Basically, it's him and that other guy trying to live together and not explode because of cultural differences. Like, there is more dramatic stuff happening in the background, which is why the other one comes live with him in a human city. Well, a mostly human city. It has a lot of magical creatures, but the culture is more human-like. So there is more dramatic stuff happening in the background, but those two together is more slice of life stuff, which I find very funny. And of course there can be a little romance, you know. I do like my romances. At least I like making them. I'm not the biggest fan of reading them unless it's fan fiction. I just have very specific tastes in romance, and most of the, let's say, mainstream stuff, I just do not vibe with it at all. I'm just so bored with it. That's why I usually go for fan fiction when I'm looking for romance. Because you've got a lot of weirder stuff, and I like the weird stuff. You want to read it? Ah, one day maybe I will draw a little comic of it. But I have so many ideas, I don't have enough time in my lifetime to make all of them, which is the biggest tragedy. But it's also why I've started putting character sheets on my website, actually. So I can at least partially write the stories, even if I don't draw them. The tail, is it furry? The ears are furry, so I could make the tail a little furry. It's still pretty thin, so it doesn't need to be super big, even though I like making big fluffy tails. Maybe something like that. I kind of like a monkey's tail. A very thin, short fur. And it can have a little tuft at the end here. as a treat to me. I was going to say rings, but actually, since I've got this aesthetic of the wrappings, I could put those on the tail as well. I do like the idea of jewelry on the tail though. Especially even more for the other characters, since theirs will be hidden. So secret jewelry. Like maybe some gold rings here. Looks fancy. But the wrappings would feel more in the theme. I mean, I guess I can still put the wrappings without the bows. Because I think that the bow on the tail would be a little too much, but I can make little wrappings. Since the tail is pretty thin, I can just go all the way. This is going to be annoying to line, I just know it. I'm doing this to myself. I have no one to blame but myself. No one else but blame. How do you English? I don't know how to English. Yeah, I'm just going to... I will figure it out. There. I think up to here, that's nice. Neither do native English speakers, you're doing great, thank you. I mean, to be fair, that's fair. I don't think I know anyone who speaks even their own native language properly. Like, I know for a fact I fumble French all the time and it's my native language. Oh, maybe I can make the wrappings here go all the way up. And maybe make the bow go here. I can barely tell which lines go where. And that way it enhances, it puts attention on his shoulders. Ooh, sexy shoulders. Ooh. What the hell am I even talking about? And then the bow can go here, maybe a little smaller, so it doesn't get too busy. I do like that. And then for the shadows, they can actually maybe... he can control shadows. Since his affinity is shadows. So that can start off here. That's nice. That looks awesome, thank you! I'm going to put all of this in a sketch folder. so I don't have to hide them one by one. And I guess I can start with the line art. I probably won't finish it today though. Because I do have to wake up relatively early tomorrow to drive my sister somewhere. A little flippy to see. This is really making you want to create a tabaxi monk in D&D. Oh, you should. You know what's funny though? Back when I still played D&D, I think that was my last campaign actually. I was playing a tabaxi monk. I was actually playing a tabaxi monk. This campaign kind of fell through because everyone suddenly got very busy, and then I realized that I didn't enjoy... Well, it's not that I didn't enjoy it, I did enjoy D&D, but... Yeah, I do have a weird relationship with D&D. In that, in theory, I love it a lot. But in practice, there's the issue of improv. I have a lot of trouble getting into my character, no matter what type. And I've had a few campaigns with the same people, by the way, that were successful, but I felt the same issue every time. I have a lot of trouble separating myself from my character. Which was why I had a lot of trouble playing my character how I wanted. It was very frustrating. I think a lot of people do, to be honest. Yeah, probably. Like, it's funny because I love making characters and making stories with them, but playing them doesn't work as well. But I did have very, very fun campaigns. Regardless. I'm still very fond of my D&D characters. And I will probably repurpose them as regular OCs. Like when you get into Tally or Serpy, you're on the other end of the spectrum where you get to emerge. Yeah, I guess getting into character is difficult. To be honest, your character's various and niches are parts of you that you bury and try to not let out on the regular. Yeah. Yeah, I guess for some people it's hard to get into the character, for others it's hard to separate from the character. Varys is the wisecracking rogue, and Licious is the angsty character who only wants to be the best. Fun characters. Fun characters to play. Most likely. Yeah, I guess in my case it's more like I love creating characters and making the world around them. So maybe I wouldn't necessarily be good as a DM, because again, I do struggle with improv a lot. But I could do a pretty... I could create a world you can play in D&D. Like I could do a lot of world building you can throw your characters in. Which is fun to think about. I've actually thought about making not necessarily a full D&D campaign, but at least like some tabletop RPG resources based on my Corrupted World universe. Because it's pretty elaborate, and I feel like I have enough data for it to make at least a short campaign. Yeah, maybe I will make one. And if you do play it, I will probably explode. But in a good way. You're very bad at improv too, so you make an outline for your stories. Yeah, same. I always write outlines. Or else I just get lost in too many ideas and not enough cohesion, I guess. Maybe someday I will get around to doing it. I think that would be fun. Right, 60 might be too big. Let's go with 40. 40, no, 30? 30 could be nice. Okay, let's flip for that one. What I like doing to avoid too many anatomical issues is that I make the sketch one way and then align the other way. Like I do one step one way, the next step the other way, and then when I color I go back the regular way. That way I can catch more easily stuff, like small errors and stuff. Or actually for the eyes I can go even smaller. You can give him some lashes, that's nice. Not necessarily big ones, but just some lashes. Give some shape to the eyes. Those eyes are too narrow. Need to make them a little wider. And then like this. It's hard to tell exactly how, but it feels like drawing so many Sonic characters has changed the way I draw eyes on more humanoid characters. Like, I don't know if it's the shape or something else, but it does feel like The way I draw eyes has changed a little bit. Ooh! Let's not get... Let's disable this. There we go. Oh. I will fill in the rest. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, the pupils. Let's flip again. Not the pupils, that the irises. The pupils is what's inside. Those really pop, thank you. Maybe a little smaller. Little sharp tooth. I do love me some sharp teeth. Will I ever stop giving my characters those types of eyebrows? The answer is no. The answer is no. It's just such a fun shape. Take a little sippy. A little sippy of my tea. Which I once again forgot while it was steeping this morning. So now it's super bitter. But that's fine, that's fine. It's not the tea that comes in a tea bag, so if I let it steep too long, sure, it's bitter, but it could be a lot worse. This one is Earl Grey. Loose tea leaves, not exactly loose, but they're like, yeah, I guess they could count as loose tea leaves in the sense that those are the leaves, but they're dried out and in very small pieces. And then I put it in a metal a metal steeper, I guess that's what it's called, I don't know. It's a bowl. I put the tea, the little pieces of tea in the bowl. And then I let it go like this. You've had that before, it's so bitter. Yeah. I do like my bitter tea. Like its own tea bag, yep. It's funny because when I was a lot younger, I could only drink tea that was very sweet. Like a fruity tea and add in some more sugar in it. But now it's the opposite. I like my tea bitter. I do also like still fruity teas. Those are always nice. I've got a very nice one that's like watermelon and lemon. Super good. But I don't add any more sugar to it. And I do like bitter tea. Well, this one is a bit too bitter because I let it steep too long, but you've never had watermelon tea? It's very nice. You put the tea leaves in an infuser and dip it into hot water. Then you forget to set a timer, and over time end up forgetting about it. Yeah, that's pretty much how I do it as well. Generally, I want to let those loose teas steep like 10 minutes. It has to be a lot shorter for tea bags you buy at the store, or else you get it's not good if you let store-bought tea bags steep too long. But yeah, for the ones in loose leaves, I try to let them steep for like 10 minutes. That's the sweet spot. But usually I forget. And when it's a fruity tea, that's not a big issue, because it just tastes stronger. But when it's a black tea, ooh, that becomes bitter, super bitter. But I'm not going to waste tea. I will drink my over-steeped tea. And I will only mildly complain about it. And that is the nice thing about black teas and other bitter teas, is that I feel they're very nice to drink when you're eating something sweet alongside. Only mildly complain, yeah. That's my life motto. I will bear through it all, I will put up with anything, and I will only mildly complain. But I will complain. Oh no, Victor Gaming! Yeah, mine do that sometimes as well. Like when they feel their litter box is a little too dirty, even though I clean them like almost every day, they do it outside. When I made the Earl Grey tea, did I say Earl Grey hot? I mean, I made it hot. This feels like a pun. I'm not I'm not catching on. Star Trek reference. Oh no. I've never watched Star Trek. Oh no.
Meow. More pets.
Hello, pets. Thank you for the pets. Hello. Oh yeah, that sucks, Victor Gaming. Yeah, but yeah, it happens. Cats sometimes, you know. Sometimes it feels like their way to assert dominance is to just poop right in front of you, right next to the litter box. Uh, but yeah, that's what you have to deal with when you have pets. You have to clean up a lot of poop. So, sorry that I'm speaking about poop right when you come in, but and I can put it at 30 now. Maybe even higher actually, 50. Let's zoom out. So I can see what I'm doing better. I feel like the facial features are a little big. Since he's relatively tall, so make sure to keep the litter boxes cleaned and scooped regularly. Oh yeah, don't worry, I do that. It's just, well, specifically, I have one kitten who likes pooping in every box. All of them. But one of our senior cats, Lucy, she's very territorial. She doesn't like sharing her litter box. But Spiro will always poop in her box because he likes going around all the boxes. And so she gets mad about it and she poops right next to the box, like as a way to tell me someone went into my box and it was not me, therefore I'm pooping outside of it. Yeah, there's not much we can do about that one except catch it on time. I don't know if he does that to mark his territory or something, or if he's just like that. But yeah, he poops in all the boxes. And we have a bunch of boxes already all over the house. He has a very youthful face. But I guess that's fine. Someone took my poop, so the litter box is not safe. Yeah, that's the thought process of some cats. But yeah, to be fair to Lucy, before we got her... Well, it's weird actually. Before we got her, she was in a student apartment with other cats. But she would always leave the apartment and go elsewhere. So I'm assuming she just spent most of her time alone. And then we got her and we had Lucy and Choupette. And Lucy and Choupette, Sansan and Choupette. And Sansan and Choupette always shared stuff together, they were fine. But they were also pretty withdrawn. Not super extroverted. So Lucy got used to having her own space despite being with other cats. But now that we have the kittens, who have zero sense of propriety, she's a bit overwhelmed. But it's okay, we let her have her own solo time away from the kittens. So she can relax and not be too stressed. Even if sometimes, you know, someone shits in her box and she's mad about it. I'm on the wrong layer. Almost. I caught it in time. I caught it in time. Alright, I'm going to lock the face layer so I don't accidentally draw on it. The curse of layers, yeah, it always happens. To zoom out a little more actually. Yeah, this pen has some funky pressure settings. Which is on purpose. But I feel like since I've switched back to screen to screenless because the screen of my tablet died, the pressure is a little different, so I might need to adjust it. Because I don't press the same way when I see the picture directly or when I'm looking up for it. I feel like my press is a little more gentle when I'm directly on the screen. Yeah, I will reduce the size a little, 40. Not like that actually. Make this a little thicker. Well, I do like the effect of the randomly thick. Not randomly, it's just very sensitive to pressure. I do like the weight it gives my line art, so I might leave it like that. I need to do some adjustments to this part. Yeah, this is nice. This is nice, I like that. The horns. The liquefied tool is fantastic. I do have to make everything not blurry afterwards, but it is really useful. I still wonder what went through my mind as a kid to make up this species with horns and a tail, and then give them a culture of showing neither of them. Me, someone who loves drawing both of these things. I mean, it is cool lore, in my humble opinion. It's fun. But as the artist, I want to draw horns and tails. Oh, a half tabaxi slash tiefling monk. Oh, that will look fun. That would look fun. Okay, I need to move the mouth around a little bit. That's the wrong tool. Just slightly lower. Let's remove the sketch. Maybe I can make it a little bigger actually. Something like this. I feel like the face could be, well, the head actually could be a little longer. A little longer like this. Let's not make it hit the end of the... like this. Yeah, it's the same issue as earlier. The eyes are a little too narrow. Then I move that around. I do feel like that's a little better. Let me save. And then lock the face layer again so I don't get onto it by accident. Maybe I could cut this one in two so it wraps twice around. The hair is in the way. Oh, hello, non-binary cat dad, hello! Bothers me that you can't see the line of the neck. This doesn't look right. Maybe it's this side that's the problem actually. Yeah, that looks better. You know what's tough when I'm drawing like this? Is that I want to eat a little snack. But it's late and I've already brushed my teeth, so I can't. So I guess I will just drink tea. Just rinse out afterwards. I guess I could do that. But then again, if I snack too close to bed, I might not sleep well. That's another issue. Alright, now I have to figure out this mess. Wrappings look super cool. But it's a bit messy. It's a bit messy. Oh, Kingdom Valley. Nice. Not only is the track for that level awesome, but also in the original game, apparently it's one of the best stages. Like level design wise, apparently a lot of people love that stage. It goes there. Let's not think too hard about how the wrappings work. Let's just go with vibes. All the vibes, yay! Because if I try to figure out how this works perfectly, I might just go insane. Or at the very least, waste a lot of time on something most people won't even notice. I don't need it to make sense. I just need it to look nice. Right, I'm not sure I will be able to finish the whole line art today, because I am starting to feel tired. But I will at least try to finish the top half. There, we don't think too hard about it. So if you're wondering why my canvas is so much to the left, it's because I still have the reference window open on my right. So I'm shifting everything to the left so I can see it better. But since you can't see the window there, you just have this grey empty space. Okay, yeah, I'm really starting to get tired, so I will just do the ponytail and then I will call it quits for today. but I'm going to do that on a different layer. Let me just do the outline first, and then just do random squiggles. The power of random squiggles is unmatched. Oh yeah, Sonic Heroes, yay! One of my favorites. Out of the entire OST, this has to be one of my absolute favorite tracks. Especially when you have it in-game. Well, it's the other one that switches depending on if you're upside down or not. That one is nice as well, Hang Castle. But I do really like this one because it changes dynamically depending on which part of the level you're in. And also it has a bunch of bells in it, and I do like my big bells in songs. But big ones. Not the small bells you hear in like Christmas songs. I really don't like those. For some reason. They're part of the reason I don't like Christmas songs. There's just too many small bells. But big ones like this, yay! Love it. I guess they are more like gongs when they're big like that. I don't know. I don't know my bells very well. I just know I like the sound of the big ones. And the ponytail is done. With their own wrappings. And that's good for today. Those are long tube chimes, it sounds like. I will believe whatever you tell me if you tell it to me with enough confidence. Because I genuinely don't know. Alright, I think that's good enough for today. Like, here's the full thing. I made a lot of progress. I did the first and second sketches. I did half the line art. That's good for today, I'm saving. And in the end I didn't make a new plushie. But my next victim will be plushified soon enough. Tubular Bells is the proper name for it. Ooh. At least now I know which instrument to look for if I want to find similar sounding songs. But yeah, I've always wondered what they were named. But it's hard to look for a song with a specific instrument in it when you don't know what the instrument is called. This time that's so good. Thank you, thank you. Alright, I've closed my reference. I am putting back my tablet right under the keyboard and removing my little drawing glove. And there it is, that's it for today. I might finish it off stream sometime. Like maybe, probably tomorrow. Most likely. But yeah, thank you all for watching me doing this and for listening to me yap. I do love yapping about my OCs. It's always fun. Especially this specific species that's been with me for so long. And that for some unknown reason, I've just never spoke about it to anyone or even showed the drawings. Which is very weird. I don't know why I did that. But yeah, now that I'm planning on reviving this this species once and for all. And hopefully by then I will find a name for the species. Thank you for sharing your drawing with us. Thank you for watching me.
Meow. More pets.
Yay, pets. Thank you for the pets. We honored that you shared this with us then.
Meow. More pets.
Thank you. I'm going to see if there's someone to raid. I haven't been streaming on Tuesdays for very long, so I can't remember if there's a lot of people streaming on Tuesdays. Oh, there's a bunch of people actually. Oh yeah, I do see Wolf, who just started, I think, because the stream duration is 00:00. So I guess we can raid Wild Wolf. Oh, channel is offline. Oh no. Did it crash? Ah, he's having connection issues. Well, it seems to have crashed again. I guess it makes sense that you can't raid an offline channel, but... I guess I can wait a little bit more to see if Wolf comes back online. In the meantime, we can vibe to Sonic music. More time with Amki, yay! More time with me! You're stuck here with me forever until I cut the stream and go to sleep. So it's so small forever. I don't see Wolf coming back online. I'm refreshing the page just in case. Yeah. And if he doesn't manage to come back online, there's also Princess NV who is currently streaming. So we could drop by Princess Envy. Because I do need to get to bed at some point. Granted, it's not that late. But drawing does take some mental energy. And thinking about the design, about the law, stuff like that. I have not non-binary cat that, but I can look them up. He's in Valheim, he has rainbow unicorns, amazing. But you know what, we might as well meet a new face. Per non-binary cat dad's recommendation. Alright, we will be raiding into Super Destructo's channel. Oh, I see there's some... That's a very festive bird he has. Bird? Bird? Some very festive facial hair. Oh, he knows you and Mama Bear. Nice, nice. Alright. So I think most people are ready to raid out. So we will go see Super Destructo. Super has a super bed. Yay! I'm not sure how to pronounce it, I will have to look it up later. But yeah, thank you all for dropping by, for watching me draw, listening to me yap. It's always fun to share my OCs with people, even though I'm usually very shy about it. Like, beard? Yeah, that makes sense. Beard. Yeah, beard, that makes sense. Thank you. Yay! Thank you! But yeah, I'm not usually used to sharing OC stuff this comfortably, let's say, so... Oh! We raided out. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Let's go raid out.